Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night, heart pounding, perhaps from a vivid dream or simply just a jolt, and for a moment you feel a sense of unease, a cold dread, or maybe you know someone, a friend or a loved one, who always seems to struggle with sleep, waking up tired, day after day? It's a quiet, insidious problem, isn't it? We often brush it off, telling ourselves it's just part of getting older, that a few restless nights are nothing to worry about. But what if those seemingly harmless habits, those little mistakes we make before bed, are quietly putting our health at serious risk? What if they could even be deadly? I heard a heartbreaking story recently about a lovely 72-year-old woman, full of life, who tragically passed away in her sleep. It wasn't a sudden illness or a long-standing condition that took her, but rather a silent mistake, a habit she'd unknowingly fallen into that compromised her sleep, night after night, until her body could no longer cope. It's a sobering thought, isn't it? The truth is, many of us, especially as we age, are making similar errors in our nightly routines, without even realizing the profound impact they're having on our hearts, our brains, and our overall well-being. But there's a secret. A series of simple shifts we can make that could literally transform our sleep and perhaps even extend our lives. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 of these deadly sleep habits, common mistakes that could be sabotaging your health, and, more importantly, what you can do about them. This isn't about scare tactics. It's about empowerment, about giving you the knowledge to protect yourself and ensure your golden years are truly golden. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you. Let's dive straight into the first deadly habit, one that many people unknowingly suffer from: dismissing or ignoring sleep-disordered breathing, particularly snoring and sleep apnea. You might think, oh, I just snore a bit, or my spouse says I stop breathing sometimes, but I feel fine. But let me tell you, that bit of snoring, or those brief pauses in breathing, are far from harmless. When you snore loudly, or when your breathing actually stops for seconds at a time, which is what happens with sleep apnea, your body is being starved of oxygen. Imagine trying to run a marathon but only being allowed to take a tiny gasp of air every few minutes. That's what your body experiences every night if you have untreated sleep apnea. Your brain, detecting this lack of oxygen, sends out an emergency signal, essentially jolting you awake. Even if you don't fully remember it, this constant fight for air puts immense strain on your heart, raising your blood pressure and increasing your risk of heart attack, stroke, and even heart failure. It also prevents you from getting the deep, restorative sleep your body desperately needs to repair itself, consolidate memories, and regulate hormones. Think about it: every time you gasp or snort yourself awake, your body releases stress hormones like cortisol, keeping you in a state of high alert over time. This chronic stress wears down your entire system. I knew a gentleman, a lively fellow in his late 60s, who was always tired. He'd nod off watching television. Even during conversations, his wife would complain about his thunderous snoring, saying he sounded like a freight train. He'd laugh it off, blaming his age, but eventually, his doctor convinced him to do a sleep study. Turns out, he had severe sleep apnea, stopping breathing hundreds of times a night. He started using a CPAP machine, a device that helps keep your airway open, and within weeks, he was a different man. His energy returned, his blood pressure lowered, and his wife finally got a good night's sleep. It might seem like a nuisance to get tested or to use a device, but the alternative, the long-term damage to your heart and brain, is far more serious. If you or your partner suspect you might have sleep apnea, if you snore loudly, wake up gasping, or feel tired no matter how much you sleep, please talk to your doctor. It could literally be life-changing, perhaps even life-saving. Don't dismiss it as just part of getting older. Your body is telling you something important. Now, flowing from the first point, let's talk about another common but dangerous habit relying too heavily on sleep medications. Whether they're prescription pills or over-the-counter aids, I know the temptation is strong. When you're desperate for a good night's rest, a little pill seems like a quick and easy solution, and for a very short period. Under a doctor's guidance, they might offer some temporary relief. But the problem is, many people start to depend on them, taking them night after night, for months or even years. The truth is, these medications often don't provide truly natural, restorative sleep. They might knock you out, but they often suppress the vital deep sleep and REM sleep stages that are essential for cognitive function, memory, consolidation, and emotional regulation. It's like putting a bandage on a broken arm instead of setting the bone. You're masking the symptom, insomnia, without addressing the underlying cause. And what's more, many sleep aids come with a host of side effects, especially for older adults. You might experience next-day drowsiness, dizziness, or even increased risk of falls, which can be devastating for seniors. There's also the risk of dependency, where your body becomes so accustomed to the medication that you struggle even more to sleep without it, leading to a vicious cycle. Some studies have even suggested a link between long-term use of certain sleep medications and an increased risk of dementia. Though more research is needed, it's certainly something to consider carefully. I remember a lovely lady, Mary, who told me she'd been taking a sleeping pill every night for over a decade. She felt foggy most mornings, and her balance wasn't what it used to be. When her doctor gradually helped her transition off the medication and encouraged natural sleep strategies, she was amazed at the difference. It wasn't easy at first, but she started feeling sharper, more energetic, and genuinely well-rested for the first time in years. The key here isn't to demonize all sleep aids, but to recognize that they are not a long-term solution. They are tools to be used sparingly and thoughtfully, always in consultation with your doctor. If you find yourself reaching for a pill every night, it's a sign that it's time to explore other options and uncover why your body isn't sleeping naturally. Your brain and body deserve real, restorative sleep, not just a medicated unconsciousness. Moving on from medications, let's turn our attention to the third deadly sleep habit: maintaining an irregular sleep schedule. In our younger years, we might have pulled all-nighters or slept in until noon on weekends without much thought. But as we get older, our bodies become much less forgiving of such inconsistencies. Think of your body as having an internal clock, a master regulator called your circadian rhythm, which controls everything from your sleep-wake cycle to your hormones and metabolism. This clock thrives on routine. When you go to bed at a different time every night, or wake up at wildly different times each morning, you're essentially throwing a wrench into this delicate machinery. It's like trying to drive a car with a constantly changing speed limit and no consistent route. Eventually, things start to break down. This irregularity confuses your body, making it difficult for it to know when to start producing melatonin, the hormone that signals it's time to sleep, and when to start waking up. The result: you might find yourself struggling to fall asleep one night, only to oversleep the next day and still feel groggy. This phenomenon is often called social jet lag when it happens on weekends, and it can be just as disruptive to your system as actual jet lag. Chronic sleep schedule disruption has been linked to an increased risk of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. It also negatively impacts your mood, your cognitive function, and your immune system, making you more susceptible to illness. Imagine trying to train for a marathon but only running on random days at random times. You wouldn't get very far, would you? Your sleep is no different. One of the most powerful things you can do for your sleep and overall health is to establish a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. Yes, even on weekends. Aim for a window of about the same 30 minutes each night and morning. Your body will thank you for it, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your sleep quality improves. It creates a rhythm, a natural flow that your body can rely on. It might feel a bit rigid at first, especially if you're used to being flexible. But consider it an investment in your well-being. It's a simple discipline that yields profound benefits for your physical and mental health. This regular rhythm allows your body to anticipate sleep and wakefulness, optimizing all its internal processes. Following on from setting a consistent schedule, let's tackle the fourth deadly sleep habit that's often right in our hands or on our laps: too much screen time before bed. Now, I know, it's so easy to scroll through your tablet, check your phone for messages, or watch just one more episode on TV in bed. It feels relaxing, doesn't it? But here's the often overlooked problem: these devices emit what's known as blue light. This specific wavelength of light is particularly effective at suppressing the production of melatonin, that crucial hormone we just talked about that tells your body it's time to wind down and prepare for sleep. In essence, by exposing yourself to blue light, especially in the hour or two before you plan to sleep, you're sending your brain a strong signal that it's daytime, bright and alert. Even though it's late at night, your body gets confused, your internal clock gets thrown off, and suddenly, you're lying there wide awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering why sleep won't come. It's not just the blue light itself. The content you're consuming on these screens can also be stimulating. Reading an intense news article, engaging in a heated discussion on social media, or watching an exciting show can rev up your brain, making it difficult to switch off and relax. Your mind stays active, buzzing with information, rather than gradually calming down for rest. Think about how children often get overstimulated before bed, making it hard for them to settle. The same applies to us as adults, perhaps even more so because our brains are processing years of information and experiences. I often recommend a simple rule of thumb: power down all screens, phones, tablets, computers, and even the TV, at least an hour, ideally 2, before you intend to go to sleep. Instead, opt for a relaxing activity like reading a physical book under a warm, dim light, listening to calming music, or simply chatting quietly with a loved one. You might be surprised at how much easier it is to drift off when your eyes aren't being bombarded with artificial light and your mind isn't racing from digital stimulation. It's about creating a digital sundown for your brain, giving it the opportunity to naturally transition from wakefulness to sleep without fighting against a technological uphill battle. Continuing our journey through these vital sleep habits, let's explore the fifth one that often trips us up: an unhealthy diet and eating too close to bedtime. What you put into your body, and when you put it in, has a profound impact on your sleep quality. Many of us fall into the trap of grabbing a sugary snack late in the evening or having a large, heavy meal just an hour or two before we plan to hit the hay. And while that slice of cake or a big plate of pasta might feel comforting in the moment, it can wreak havoc on your sleep. Sugary foods and refined carbohydrates can cause your blood sugar levels to spike and then crash, leading to restless sleep or even waking up in the middle of the night. Your body is trying to deal with this sugar roller coaster, rather than focusing on its restorative sleep functions. And when it comes to heavy meals, think about the digestion process. If you're eating a large, fatty, or spicy meal right before bed, your digestive system has to work overtime to break it down. This active digestion can keep your body in a state of heightened arousal, making it difficult to relax and fall asleep. You might experience heartburn, indigestion, or simply an uncomfortable fullness that prevents you from settling into a peaceful slumber. It's like trying to go to sleep while someone is doing vigorous chores in the next room. Your body's internal systems are busy when they should be winding down. On the flip side, going to bed absolutely starving can also be problematic. Your body might wake you up because of low blood sugar, signaling hunger. The key here is balance and timing. Aim to finish your last significant meal at least 2 to 3 hours before your bedtime. This gives your body ample time to digest most of the food, allowing your digestive system to quiet down as you prepare for sleep. If you absolutely need a little something before bed, opt for a light, easily digestible snack like a small handful of almonds, a banana, or a piece of whole grain toast. These types of foods can actually promote sleep because they contain natural compounds that aid in melatonin production. Think of it as preparing your internal environment for rest, just as you might dim the lights and lower the thermostat. You also need to give your digestive system a break. Making mindful choices about your evening meals and snacks can make a huge difference in how quickly you fall asleep and how soundly you stay asleep throughout the night. It's not just about avoiding discomfort. It's about optimizing your body's readiness for truly restorative sleep. Following on from nourishing your body correctly, let's talk about the sixth deadly sleep habit, which might surprise some of you, and that is a lack of physical activity. Now, you might think, I'm tired enough at the end of the day. I don't need to exercise. But, ironically, too little movement during the day can actually make it harder to sleep at night. Our bodies are designed to move. Regular physical activity, especially moderate exercise, helps to regulate your internal clock, improve your mood, and reduce stress. All factors that contribute to better sleep. When you engage in physical activity, you build up what's called sleep drive. Your body expends energy. Your muscles work. And this naturally creates a physiological need for rest and repair. Without this buildup of healthy fatigue, your body might not feel adequately tired. Even if your mind is exhausted from the day's activities, think of it like this: if you've been sitting around all day, your body hasn't had a chance to work off any pent-up energy, and it might struggle to differentiate between day and night, staying in a low-level state of readiness even when it's time to wind down. Moreover, exercise can significantly reduce symptoms of insomnia and sleep apnea, and it can help improve the quality of your deep sleep. That stage where your body truly repairs and rejuvenates itself. It's not about running a marathon. Even simple, consistent activity can make a world of difference. A brisk walk outdoors for 30 minutes most days of the week, some gentle stretching or yoga, or even gardening can be incredibly beneficial. The key is consistency and timing. While regular exercise is great, avoid intense workouts too close to bedtime, as this can have the opposite effect, revving up your system and making it harder to calm down. Aim to finish any vigorous activity at least 3 to 4 hours before you plan to sleep. For example, a morning walk or an afternoon yoga session would be perfect. I've heard countless stories from people who started a simple walking routine and found their sleep improved dramatically. They weren't just physically tired. Their minds felt clearer, and their bodies were more in sync with the natural rhythm of day and night. It's a powerful, natural way to earn your sleep, to give your body the signal that it's done its work for the day and now deserves deep, restorative rest. Embracing gentle, consistent movement is a gift you give yourself, fostering not just better sleep, but overall vitality. Finally, we arrive at the seventh deadly sleep habit, one that many of us are guilty of ignoring: the importance of a calming pre-sleep routine and failing to manage daily stress. In our busy lives, especially as we navigate the complexities of later life, it's easy for our minds to stay perpetually on. We might carry the day's worries, concerns about family, finances, health, or even just the endless to-do list right into our beds. This mental chatter, this inability to switch off, is one of the biggest saboteurs of a good night's sleep. If your mind is racing, replaying conversations, or planning for tomorrow, your body simply won't feel safe or relaxed enough to fall into deep sleep. It's like trying to find peace in a noisy, crowded room. Many people also skip a dedicated wind-down routine, jumping straight from high-stimulus activities like watching intense news or working on finances, directly into bed. Your brain needs a clear signal that the day is ending and it's time to prepare for rest. Without this transition, it's like trying to slam on the brakes after driving at top speed. You'll jolt to a halt, but it won't be smooth. The crucial element here is creating a buffer zone between your busy day and your sleep time. This means actively setting aside at least 30 to 60 minutes before bed for calming activities. This isn't just about avoiding screens. It's about intentionally downshifting your mind and body. Consider incorporating practices like gentle stretching, reading a calming book not on a screen, listening to soothing music, or taking a warm bath. Some people find light meditation or deep breathing exercises incredibly helpful. Just a few minutes of focusing on your breath can significantly lower your heart rate and quiet your racing thoughts. Think of it as a nightly ritual, a sacred time to prepare your body and mind for rest. It's also vital to address the underlying stress that plagues so many of us. While you can't eliminate all stress, you can learn healthier ways to manage it. This might involve talking to a trusted friend or family member, journaling your thoughts and worries, or finding healthy outlets for emotional release. Remember, Sleep is often the first thing to suffer when we're stressed or anxious. Learning to manage stress isn't just about feeling better during the day. It's about unlocking the key to peaceful, restorative sleep at night. It's a powerful act of self-care. So, let's take a moment to briefly recap these crucial habits. We started by discussing the often ignored dangers of sleep-disordered breathing, like snoring and sleep apnea, and the importance of seeking professional help if you suspect them. Then, we moved on to the trap of over-reliance on sleep medications, highlighting the need for natural, restorative sleep over medicated unconsciousness. We delved into the profound impact of an irregular sleep schedule on your body's internal clock and how vital consistency is for optimal sleep. We also uncovered the hidden threat of too much screen time before bed, emphasizing the need for a digital sundown to protect your melatonin production. Next, we looked at how your diet and the timing of your meals can either hinder or help your sleep, advocating for lighter, earlier dinners. We then explored the surprising link between a lack of physical activity and poor sleep, encouraging gentle, consistent movement to build healthy sleep drive. And finally, we just discussed the critical importance of a calming pre-sleep routine and effective stress management for quieting your mind and preparing your body for true rest. Remember, making even small changes to these habits can make a truly profound difference to your health and happiness. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Pick one or two habits that resonate most with you and start there. Perhaps it's committing to a consistent bedtime or simply putting your phone away an hour before bed. Every little step you take towards better sleep is an investment in your energy, your memory, your heart health, and your overall well-being. Don't dismiss what you've learned today. Your sleep is not just a passive state. It's an active, vital process that your body needs to thrive. It's your time to heal, to repair, and to prepare for a vibrant new day. You deserve to wake up feeling refreshed, energized, and ready to embrace life with gusto. We'd love to hear from you. Have you struggled with any of these sleep habits? What strategies have you found helpful in improving your sleep? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could truly help someone else in our wonderful community. If you found this video helpful and encouraging, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel. We're dedicated to bringing you more practical advice and inspiring content to help you live your best life. At every age, thank you for joining me today. Here's to many more nights of peaceful, restorative sleep, and to living your best life at every age.